So a lot of people are still joining and thinking about questions to bring up. I wanted to add that this week actually we were doing daily AMAs and talking over with Jay. Actually, I think it'd be I guess easier for the community too because I have done a few videos, but nothing really live. So I believe actually what we're going to do actually starting next week on Sundays, we're going to do a 1 hour AMA, basically 30 minutes of just me talking about the updates, and then 30 minutes of questions. We're going to do that on Sunday. I haven't yet announced an exact time this is going to take place, but it'll be a video AMA that'll probably be streamed on Twitch or YouTube, where you guys can ask questions, and we can give you updates about the project.
Hi, Mikey.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, Mikey. So, how long do you think this um, crypto crash um, is gonna be? How long do you think until BNB goes back to its all-time high?
So, uh, it is hard to say. Yeah, look at a bunch of factors. A big thing, actually, I thought that uh, facilitated this massive bull run up that we had recently was what was going on with the M2 money supply and kind of hyperinflation. So basically, just a lot of money being pumped into the economy. But right now, there's a lot of uncertainty and doubts in the market due to some big players. And as most of you know, there's a few people that have a lot of influence that are saying things that rock people's confidence in certain projects. So I think until that happens, I think there's still going to be a lot of uncertainty in the market. So people right now just aren't sure uh, where things are going. So there's a lot of money being moved into stablecoins. But when it does turn around, I think, in my opinion, it's going to turn around faster than it dropped. So it's kind of difficult to like say when it will happen, but I think it's going to like rebound fairly quickly when it does.
Okay, so this is another basic question, Mikey. You mentioned stablecoin. So my question is, why would people put their money there? Because I've seen the chart; it just kept going flat, right?
Yeah, so a stable coin is just pegged to the US dollar. So the big reason to do that is just to stop whatever project they're in from decreasing in value because they're not sure exactly how far it's going to go down. But still, that's a bet in itself because even though as soon as you put your money into a stable coin, it could rebound. So it's just trading, trying to like avoid something from going down further than it already has, what you're holding. So that's why people would put their money in stable coins.
Okay, got it. So, Mikey, since no one is asking, ask another basic question.
No
I'm
problem.
just curious as to why every chart looks the same as Bitcoin because you know yeah, I'm just curious. It looks exactly the same like BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Why do they have the same chart?
Well, Bitcoin has the majority dominance in the crypto space. So we were talking about this during an AMA, I think a few days ago. From my perspective, what happens when Bitcoin drops, say 20 or 30% in a day? The other altcoins that have investors in them will see that pretty much immediately. And so what the project they're in has not dropped at all. So it's basically you get like a first mover advantage. If you jump out of the project that you're in to go into the cryptocurrency Bitcoin that has already dropped, then you can try to rebound and cover some of that money so hopefully it goes back up 10%. But when they do that, people jump out of that project and cause that project to go down. So it usually goes Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and then the other majors go for that whole entire cycle. So it kind of starts the process of people jumping ship from the top projects, and then it trickles down to the smaller projects. until Bitcoin starts to stabilize, going back up, and then less folks feel like they need to stay in Bitcoin, and they pour back into the altcoins. And you'll see people pour back into coins that they feel that are more stable, more utility than others. You'll see this is really affected in meme coins, the moist, that will drop down, 50, 60%, because unfortunately there's no utility to them. So they're just getting out of it as fast as possible to try to catch the dip in another project to try to make up from any potential losses. So, and it's usually whales that do this, which is why you see a lot of volatility there this time, just bouncing around from one project to another.
Thanks, Mike. You really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Is our chart directly tied to BNB? So if BNB goes down, will Taste go down as well? Just because that's where we're paired with? Is that how that works?
That's correct. So we have a BNB Taste pairing with PancakeSwap. So there are a few other tokens that launched that have a pairing with like BUSD, but the majority of projects that have launched within the last few months have a BNB pairing. So if BNB increases in value at 2x, our market cap will also go up 2x. So and you can go in there and see that by just looking at the V2 liquidity. It'll say like V2 liquidity is BNB, and that's how you know where liquidity is at on PooCoin. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the drops that we're in our market isn't really people bailing out as much as it's BNB dropping, correct?
It's a combination of both. Like I was telling the gentleman earlier, if our token hasn't moved, hasn't dropped compared as much as another one. So let's say, for example, say that SafeMoon has dropped down 50%, but our token has only moved down like 10%. If someone's paying attention to SafeMoon and they have a decent amount of it, then they will drop our token to jump in and get the one that's dropped down 50% to try to catch that crash, which in turn drops our tokens. There's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of volatility when that happens because people are just bouncing from one to another, trying to catch those dips.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I believe even some of the major BSC projects did drop a lot over the last few days.
Hey, Mikey, what's up, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, so I'm pretty new to NFTs, man. Like I have no clue. Like, well, I guess I have a general idea of what they are, but when if I win this the contest or whatever or the drawing and I receive this NFT, I'm just curious as to how do I view it? Like because if you send it to my wallet address, like how am I gonna see the NFT? Is it like a JPEG or is it like you understand what I'm saying? I don't really understand NFT.
It'll show up underneath your assets, and then since it's going to be a BSC on the BSC chain, actually, you can then technically put it on to another BSC marketplace. There's a few out there right now. Ours is going to be one of them that exists, but basically that's how you would exchange it on a marketplace, or you can exchange it directly. So it'll show up underneath your assets list on MetaMask, or I'm not sure exactly the listing on Trust Wallet, but that's how you would view it, just as you view BNB in your wallet. So it's just that when you connect it to a marketplace, you can see it displayed there. So you can, but you don't have to use the marketplace to exchange it. It's just easier that way, just like using an exchange for your cryptocurrency.
Okay, so I would be able to see it on my wallet, like where I see BNB on my wallet.
Yes, yeah, to show up underneath your assets.
Do you know if you can convert NFTs into different file formats? Does that make sense?
No, I don't. No, you wouldn't be able to do that because it's an NFT stands for non-fungible token. So you can, of course, you can take a photo of the NFT and have a copy of it, but it's not the original. The biggest thing about an NFT is its history. So it is stamped on the blockchain, and it's, you know, that this belongs to you. So if there's another copy of it, it'll show up with a different history record. So, for example, I don't know if you're familiar with Super Farm. They did a big NFT giveaway a while ago, but it's like 25 or 30 of them, but each individual one was different because they had different trading history. So think of it as like the value is in the transaction history. So when it's born or minted, they call it, and in every single purchase that it has on it, it's all recorded in the blockchain. So you'll be able to see exactly how much you got it for, how much it was traded for, who had it last, and that's where its value comes from.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So Mikey, when the Taste NFT marketplace is out, it can only be traded using Taste or Ethereum.
Taste. So that's a big deal for me. I've actually seen several other marketplaces launch, and they take either warped BNB or BNB. I think the biggest thing for this project is going to be the utility of the token being the primary like asset that's traded for these NFTs. That's what's going to give it value. So you need to have taste to acquire an NFT on the Taste NFT marketplace. If you don't have it, you can't acquire it. So it makes it necessary to exist. I've seen several platforms that have launched their marketplaces and they just do, you know, BNB. Well, what the hell is the point of having the token? What is it used for? You know, I guess it could have been used for funding the marketplace, but then since the marketplace is now up, then the token, in my opinion, is just going to, you know, just lose value over time because it's no longer needed to fund the marketplace. But the marketplace, the Taste NFT marketplace, is going to be dependent on the Taste token.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Cool. What's going to stop people from just using other marketplaces? If they have to buy Taste tokens to buy off of our marketplace, why wouldn't they just go to a different marketplace where they can use regular BNB?
No, good question. Yeah, so they could. That's no different than saying why someone would use eBay versus Amazon, or any marketplace for that matter. So our marketplace is going to exist in a niche market where we're going to have central NFTs. There's other marketplaces like OpenSea, Binance is going to have their marketplace, but these are more, in my view, more broader, and they just have no direct focused on anything. So they could go to these other marketplaces when they come up and use BNB on the Binance marketplace whenever it launches. But uh, I don't think actually that folks would go with those marketplaces because how do I say this? It's too broad, you know. So I don't know if everyone's been to OpenSea and you've looked at everything they have on there. There's a lot of options on there, but I have not seen anything out there that deals with like sensual artwork, at least not yet anyway. So there are some that have more vulgar stuff that exists, but they don't make it so you can only use their token. Maybe in the future, I'm going to assume this is going to come up, which is why, you know, we're moving pretty quickly to get this marketplace up and running to have a little bit of first mover advantage. I would say that the closest thing that our competition would be NFT art, but from my last check and participating in their AMA, they're about a month and a half out from having a marketplace. And I think they're hinting towards the possibility of not using their token as the primary token to acquire NFTs on their marketplace. And I think that will be in my opinion, a problem if they don't. Because then, like I said, what gives a token value if you're not dependent on using it to acquire the NFTs in the marketplace?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Hey, Mikey.
Yeah, man.
At what point is the focus shift towards content creators as you get to the back end of the projects? Because obviously that's going to take time for that to come in as well. So at what point does that start to become part of our talks?
You said at what point does it shift to content creators coming into the project? What, can you explain that again?
Or at what point do we start seeing, a possible content creator announced, or someone that is of high value, or high influence in the community to jump into that? At what point do you start talking about that type of stuff?
Oh, so currently right now, while we're working with development to have the marketplace built, we're also in contact with content creators talking about the marketplace. So we're not waiting until the marketplace is built and then looking for content creators. We're hitting the ground running. So we're already establishing relationships with folks. Some of them don't. These artists don't really fully understand everything to do with NFTs, but they have really, good, eye-catching, like fucking, I would say, amazing artwork that I think could do very well on our marketplace. But I don't think it's best to wait until the marketplace is launched to have these content creators then try to get onto the platform. Um, I believe that's something that we should do actually, or we are doing like right now. So, but they can't list anything, of course, because it's not built yet. But it's good to see, it's good to explain to them actually how it works, how our tokenomics are going to work, and how they can actually monetize their art on our marketplace instead of, other options that are out there.
Cheers.
Taste is
Hey,
getting
Mike,
open.
just a quick question.
Yeah.
Just checking out the website there, mate. Are we going to be utilizing that, I guess, with possible SEO and try and bring in, I guess, natural inquiry off Google, if that makes sense?
You're talking about marketing the website.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Like when you type in like SEO stuff on NFTs, there's a lot of inquiry on like what NFTs are and whatnot. And I was just wondering, like, if you put up a blog on the website that would then generate Google inquiry on NFT, and then they see that we're looking like we're an NFT marketplace, and then get people buying the coin off that.
Oh yeah, so that to gain more traction, yeah, search engine optimization. Yeah, we're gonna definitely
Yeah. Sorry,
utilize.
mate.
No worries. Yeah, we're gonna be definitely using that to get more folks over. Um, in my opinion, I think it's gonna have a little bit of a slower start, but then it's gonna blow up and go pretty fast. Like I don't know, it's hard to gauge to be honest, because from this the start of this project, I didn't know that we're gonna go from like 300 members to 6,000 in a few days.
Yeah.
So there are certain platforms where we actually are contacting these content creators to list their artwork. It's just hard to tell if it's going to be 5 people in the first week or 50 people in the first week. Essentially, and how much art are they going to list on there as NFTs on the platform? I think it's going to start pretty quickly based on what I'm seeing in the conversations we're having with developers. But it's hard to tell just how fast that's going to go. But yeah, we're gonna do SEO actually to also try to optimize its visibility on the internet.
Yeah, it's probably not more the case of what you just said there, because I'm just looking at like these Uber suggest things where it's got like the SEO difficulty scores on what NFT meanings are, and like they're at a low SEO difficulty at the moment. I was just thinking, like, even if you just had someone posting blogs on what NFTs are in a general space, so people may not even be looking at the taste NFT as such, but just inquiring what an NFT is to to get a fundamentals understanding of what it is, and then they'll, hey, we're on the Taste's website. Maybe I'll go buy some coins. Check it out that way.
No,
You get what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool. No worries, man.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Hey, Mikey, about the models, do you have like non-disclosure agreements with any of these models? Like, have you already like made contracts with certain models or artists that are gonna do NFTs? And if so, can you talk about who they are, or are you guys still like searching for more models? Like, do you guys have any models solidified that like they're guaranteed they're gonna work with you guys? And if so, can you share with us who they are?
Yeah, we're still working with artists actually. We haven't really disclosed actually names of the artists actually and what type of artwork they're going to be putting on the site. And it's not, I want to point it to, it's not just going to be models. Like, okay, so technically, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat that's an artist that makes NFTs, but essentially this is going to be a marketplace where you have to use the token to acquire the NFT art, this central exclusive artwork. If you or who's over on this call is able to produce this high quality artwork, you could technically list it on the marketplace. So initially, it's going to be artists actually that we pick out and kind of bring to the site. But once it actually launches, it's going to be open to everyone to do so. So it's not going to be like, oh, we can only have this person do it or this model do that. It's going to grow to like everyone that wants to utilize the platform. So I would say think of it as like OpenSea, but using our token to actually acquire the artwork on the
Are
market.
those people that are going to be able to on their own? Are they going to be screened, or are their individual NFTs going to be screened? Like, are they going to be screened as a person?
Yeah, so my partner actually had a meeting with some KYC folks, and that's a requirement actually because it's called what it is. You can't have people putting things on a website unless you know who's doing it, because you even like OpenSea, like all these NFT marketplaces, actually there's some type of screening. So even if you go to BakerSwap, so they have kind of a decentralized screening process. You can upload something on there, but they warn you if anything is plagiarized, anything to do with terrorism, anything that's hate related. They have a form that they have posted right up on the screen. You guys can check this out, that you can report it. So it's kind of a community self-reporting system, decentralized reporting system. We're going more with the approach of actually having our own KYC for content creators, so they have to actually kind of verify the art that they're going to put onto the site. So it's not just anything's going to be tossed on there.
Man, that'd be fucking dope, especially if you give people an opportunity to like build their own brand. You know,
Yeah.
like
So technically, if you, I don't know if you're an artist or not, you could technically, yeah,
I'm not,
you can hire one, or you could actually do it yourself, and you could actually have your own like profile where you have your art on there.
kind of like a Shopify.
Yeah. That actually takes taste tokens for your NFTs on there. Yeah, I think it's been pretty damn awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Mikey, what's stopping the content creators that you work with to also upload their NFTs in other platforms like Rarible or OpenSea?
Nothing. Just the same way it doesn't stop someone from uploading one product on eBay versus launching on Amazon. It's just the difference is actually if they prefer using our platform over another. Yeah, and so also a big thing too is some of these other platforms, we're still in final negotiations, but they charge a lot to actually to use their platforms. So if you guys go to, I don't know if anyone's are listing anything on like Rarible or OpenSea, Air NFT, sometimes it's upwards of 60 to 70%. So we're still talking about what those final numbers are going to be to actually list art on these platforms. But since we're actually more focused towards one niche, which is actually sensual artwork, exclusive sensual artwork, they're going to feel like they have a platform that could be more exclusive, with their artwork, versus is going to like the eBay of NFTs, which, in my opinion, that's kind of what OpenSea and Refinable are actually.
So if you look at eBay and Amazon, I totally agree. There's no exclusivity there. But if you look at HBO Max and Netflix, I think the idea is, to have an exclusive content creator that can only upload their NFTs in your platform. And so, his or her fans would have to get NFT taste um, token to be able to purchase it. I think that would be a good value proposition.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. I actually, to be honest, I'm a little shocked that from my research, I only see a couple of sites that require you to get their token to purchase the NFTs off their platform. Baker Swap is one of the primary ones that does that, but they're kind of like they didn't have anything on there, but they do at least have that part where you have to have bake tokens to get the NFTs, but it's not really focused towards anything. So it would kind of be like that, but we'd be more focused towards sensual artwork, more exclusive sensual artwork. So I hope that makes sense.
That makes sense. Like you're talking about, categorization, right? I'm talking about exclusivity. So that particular content creator is not allowed to post anywhere else other than Taste NFT, kind of like how Black Mirror is only available on Netflix. Is that something, you're looking forward to?
No, I don't believe actually that we would be doing that, making it so that content creators can't post their artwork on different platforms. So the NFT in itself is unique, a non-fungible token. So if they posted an NFT on our platform and then they created another one on another platform, those two NFTs, even though they may look the same, they're completely different on the blockchain. So they're two separate items entirely. So if one sells on whatever platform A that they chose to put it on, it could still make its way back over to our platform, but they're separate pieces of art. Entirely, even though they look the same, they're separate pieces. I don't know exactly why someone would do that. But then people do that sometimes. They sell one item on eBay and they sell one item on Amazon. Maybe because they might try to find that there's more traction or a better deal. Like maybe people are buying things more, paying more money on one platform versus the other. But that's purely going to be up to the content creators to decide what's best for them to monetize their artwork.
That could
Got
happen organically anyway, because if someone came on to the taste marketplace and found that the engagement they were getting went viral, they would pretty much probably focus their attention just on that regardless, and create a following within it.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be difficult, guys, to like say, oh, this is going to be bigger than this platform or bigger than that platform. One of the crazy things in my research I found is that there aren't many BSC projects that specialize in sensual artwork. There are some that do actually in more a little more vulgar adult artwork that have marketplaces that have popped up, but those marketplaces, in my opinion, seemed a little bit rushed, and they don't even take the token of the project. What the hell? What's the point of making a project with a token if your platform doesn't accept that token? It makes no sense to me. But I think, well, actually, it does make sense to me actually, because basically, bottom line, it's a hell lot more expensive to actually configure it that way. So when it comes down to NFT marketplaces, the cheapest thing to do is to build one on Ethereum. Then the next best thing to do is actually build it on BSC, but take BNB, and then it's more expensive to build something on BSC and take your own token as the primary source of payment for the NFTs on your platform. So we went that route. because I figure, from my experience, the token's going to gain a lot more value, be a lot more special, if it's required, as the primary way of acquiring NFTs off of our platform. So that's the route that we're going.
Hey, Mikey, fucking dude, I got an idea, bro, but I think it's kind of it might be stupid, but just bear with me for a second and let me know what
No
you
worry,
think.
dude.
So, um, what if on the NFT marketplace, like the NFTs that were being sold, if you bought it as a buyer, you would get a certain percentage, kind of like tokenomics. So like if you're the first one to buy it and then someone buys it after you, like a certain percentage of that sale will be allocated to all the holders of that NFT. You know what I mean? So it'll give people an incentive to purchase an NFT even if they're not interested in that specific NFT. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're talking about royalties actually being built in it or something like that.
But
That when you
not just for the content creator, for people who have bought that NFT.
see, I actually had talked with someone about that, when I was looking to options in staking, because you guys might already know this, but like, deflationary tokens, finding a platform that would allow you to stake a token that is deflationary is pretty much almost non-existent. There aren't many. If there are some out there, it's fairly complicated to get on because you technically would make more just holding the token. Um, because based off of transactions, per day. So
So
it, I don't think I have to verify this, but I don't think actually the tokenomics could work with an NFT to actually increase in value if you just hold it. I think the NFT itself is it doesn't add up. It doesn't increase in value like you see your tokens are adding up in your wallet for holding taste tokens. It's just going to be you acquired with the taste tokens, but then the NFT itself doesn't have a visual counter value on it.
Hey, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would depend on how expensive that NFT is too for the tokenomics to make up for your purchase. But anyways,
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, somebody else had a question?
Yeah, I just want to know how the value of an NFT is determined. Like, is the creator just sets a price on what they want for it, or how does that work?
Yeah, actually, that's exactly right. What you just said. The value is determined by the creator and by who wants to buy it. It's an auction. If the person listed for $5 and then you look at it and you offer 6, but then the guy behind you offers 10, but then you want it still and you offer 15, and that's how it's gonna work.
So if I buy one, I can sell it at a higher price later on then as well, then, correct?
Yeah, you could.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, demand for it. If it's high, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to some of the stuff that's going on in the NFT marketplace, but there's some artwork that has been going for tens of thousands of dollars, and it's non-fungible tokens. This is the only type of this artwork itself that's going to exist. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, Eminem just sold an NFT for 100,000, so definitely a
Yeah,
lot of value
yeah. It's a new market for a lot of folks to get in, and there's several projects popping up, and a lot of you guys have sent me like projects that are coming up saying they'll make NFTs, and being one of the founders of this project and going through the work of trying to get a marketplace built and project, like I have personally found that it's complicated to get a marketplace up. And talking with developers, like if anyone wants to build their own project to set up an NFT marketplace on BSC, roughly it's going to take you, if are in a terrible rush, look at about 2 months, maybe more, and you're going to spend anywhere between $50,000 to get it done. And that's after working with several developers to see if they can meet the standards that you have, for your platform. So when I see other projects saying, "Oh, we will have this and an NFT marketplace," I'm like, "Sure, okay." Maybe you will. Maybe you'll spin up an Ethereum based marketplace and only take Ethereum, or you might get one spun up and you'll take BNB. But the process of spinning up a marketplace that takes your token, it's from what I've seen, it's fairly complicated. But our goal is to get this done in June, which is about, well, like 4 weeks from now. So I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. I was wondering actually we might even get in ours finished before NFT Dark does. I know they've been out about a month and a half earlier than us, but after watching some of their AMAs, it seemed actually we might end up launching roughly around the same time that they do. But we're not gonna do like something similar. I say like that's the closest thing in regards to like competition, but we're not doing things like music and applications. Our main focus is gonna be on sensual artwork. So that artists come to our platform and then they'll see a bunch of like music and applications or photos of like bicycles or cars and anything. It's gonna be like, oh, we're here to list our sensual artwork, and that's gonna be the people that are coming to this platform to buy our artwork so they can focus on that. And I'm gonna tell you guys, it's a huge damn market. Like it's a lot of money in it. Looking at these different sites and seeing these content creators that are listing their artworks, a lot of people have made art like this and they're trying to figure out ways to monetize it.
So, Mikey, just want to clarify. Just now, you said that the cost to make a platform using your own token is about 50 to 100K. And is that only the web-based platform or in the form of a mobile app?
That's the web-based platform. Yeah, 50 to 100 grand roughly.
Damn, it's quite costly. So have you
It is pretty expensive, yeah.
So have you taken the budget out of the marketing wallet, or or you have not, or what's the plan here?
No, so I think Jay mentioned on the last AMA, because I think it would be pointless to wait actually on funds to be available. This has all just been covered out of our pocket, because we see that this is going to be big, and so it doesn't make any sense to us to wait for any amount to be available out of the marketing wallet. And marketing, in my view, should be used more towards marketing. And if we do marketing stuff with the marketing funds, I personally would prefer that actually we do that, actually keep it in that token. So while that is still locked and everything, we're just going in and moving forward with pressing on with developments, the marketing that we can do right now. But yeah, um it's something that we want to get done sooner than later, because not that it's an issue that Binance comes out to the marketplace first, but I think it'd be really cool if we have a marketplace out there around the same time that they also have a marketplace available, because I think they're going to bring a lot of people into the space, and it'd be nice if people see an alternative to just a broad marketplace with Binance, and decide to come over to us.
Cool.
Hey, bro. When do you expect the mobile application to be complete? Because I know you're shooting for the website to be done in June. So, what about the app?
Yeah, we have to talk with the devs, see what their timeline is. I'm putting a decent amount of pressure on them already to get it done. Yeah, if I get a closer gauge on what that timeline will be, I'll make sure to let you guys know. I don't want to like tell you guys one thing and then like it turn out to be another. So I'm gonna be honest. Like right now, they're pressing to get this done in June, which is a rush. We actually talked with some different developers, and they were like, oh, the planning part of it's gonna take a 1 to 2 months. I'm like, no, sorry. Appreciate that conversation. We're moving on. And we had like 3 of those actually. And it's just we see what the issues are, because it is a lot of work. It's not something you can just throw a lot of money at and just get it done quickly. It's a lot of work, and not just on the development side, but also on our side to, like, something simple like meet with KYC people, because you have to go over all the integration and configuration of the platform. You just can't launch this thing and then let people come on and post whatever they like, unless you want to get sued and deal with that complicated mess. So there's a lot of stuff, and even legal things that have to take place before you can just launch this thing. But yes, pushing forward towards a mobile version of it. But as soon as we figure out a timeline, we'll let you guys know.
For sure, dude. Thank you.
From an interface perspective, for someone that's jumping on to buy an NFT that's crypto and stuff, how does the website interact with other sites and connect wallets and stuff, and how would the exchange take place between?
Yeah,
It
could be similar to the Web3 3.0 integration, where you basically connect your MetaMask or a Trust wallet. Fairly similar to what a lot of folks are using right now when they go into a site that requires them to connect their wallet to it. So that'd be how they acquire it, and how artists actually are going to mint their NFTs on the platform. So of course, we don't have the marketplace up right now. If anyone wants to see what that process is like, some of the platforms out there that are fairly cheap to just test out, just go to BakerSwap. You can connect your MetaMask wallet to there, and you can upload a photo of a cat, and it'll go for the process of actually minting an NFT. But again, you need to have Bake to do that on that platform. You can't just go there at BNB. So that's actually a cool thing I think they did. But yeah, just pointing out that I don't understand why some platforms don't. I'm not gonna say I don't understand why they don't do that. I know why they do. It's faster. It's a faster process just only take BNB or work BNB. You probably knock off a good, 2 weeks to a month in time to do so.
Cheers.
Yeah. That, and you're not dependent on your token to be at a certain price. So that's the thing. Your token will fluctuate a lot, because I think someone mentioned the other day, what happens if an artist sells a piece of artwork for $100,000, which could happen, and then you have someone go onto the platform and say, "Oh, I want that piece of artwork," and so then they go to Pancake or one of the exchanges that Taste is listed on, and they drop $100,000 onto Taste. That's going to increase the price a lot. But the price actually of the art is not going to be in dollar values. It's going to be in taste that they're going to be purchasing it. So the price is going to go up and down a lot. So I think that maybe that's why they decide to go with BNB or Warp BNB, just because it's just easier to configure. And also, guys, if you have any other questions about, it doesn't have to be about the project. I know this is, supposed to be a really pretty informal AMA. So anything about the project or just about the founders you guys are just curious about, feel free to ask. It's totally chill.
Damn, it's a super quiet bunch tonight.
Well, we'll mention a few things actually before I let you guys go. Just a few things about the tokenomics, just in case anyone doesn't know. We do have a 10% tokenomics on this project, which means that every single 5% of every transaction, buy or sell, goes back to holders. Then the other 5% goes back to liquidity. Okay. And we designed it that way so that just holding the token, you can actually, make a decent amount. It's kind of like auto farming staking. And we believe actually that kind of adds a little bit of stability long term to the price, and at the same time, it's going to significantly decrease the current circulating supply. So right now, I think based on the volatility that's happened since launch in the course of a week, I had initially burned 300 trillion tokens. Just with the volatility, tokens moving back and forth, another 22 trillion tokens have been burned. They're gone. So that's something good to know, what the current circulating supply is, because as the burn wallet increases in size, and it's considered one of the wallets that is part of that 5%, it's getting a larger part of the 5% that's being redistributed. So basically, the burn wallet is, let's see here, 31% of the supply. So every single time there's 5% burned, the burn wallet gets 31% of that 5%. So something good to know.
Do you think the burn would ever stop? Like, do you think you'd ever stop that, or do you think it would continue for the life of the project?
So there are a lot of projects out there, well, not a lot, but there's several out there actually that have similar tokenomics, and they're struggling to, no matter how big their community is, and I'm just going to use SafeMoon as an example, to get listed on like Binance or some like major exchanges. And a lot of that is due to the tokenomics. Like they just won't accept, at least what I'm hearing in most of these communities, they won't accept actually the tokenomics onto their platform. So there's a few ways to go about that, and this is a conversation that we could have, a year or so down the line. Projects can fork and then turn off the burn function at whatever amount has been burned, and then get rid of the burn wallet, so that if, I don't know, 8 months from now, the burn wallet is 80% in size, and it turns out we have a potential opportunity based on the size of our community to be listed on a much larger platform like Binance, but we found that other projects had to reconfigure their tokenomics to do so, then that's something that we could, talk about as a community, and make an adjustment. And projects do that all the time. That's how Ethereum Classic, came to be. It was, there were changes that needed to be made, and there was a hard fork. And so some stayed with Ethereum Classic, some stayed with which is called right now Ethereum. But I think the same thing will happen if the community presses for it in the future.
Gotcha. Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, if you have any other questions, I'm probably going to close it off for the night. But if you guys have anything that comes up, feel free to send me a direct message. I try to respond to them as I get them in. Sometimes it takes a day or so, just with everything that's going on. But yeah, anything comes up, let me know. I'll be around. Hope you guys take care. Have a good night.
Good night, Mikey. Thanks.
Good night.